What's good? I'm Fitz, and this is the Retro Wrestling Review. It's in your house 11. Let's get into it. So it starts off kind of like the old ones did, with the commentary team kind of introducing themselves, introducing the show. Then we get Triple H making an entrance. He's replacing Savio Vega in the opener against Stone Cold. As Triple H is making his entrance, Stone Cold does a little promo backstage saying Savio's not really injured, saying that he hopes when Bret Hart makes his appearance on Raw tomorrow, it's to retire because he's basically gonna kick his, and then he gets cut off. Vince basically rushes him out to do his entrance. Austin comes out. Pretty decent match. It's added a little bit of fuckwit to it because Mr. Perfect comes out. It's announced that he's coming out of retirement to face Triple H tomorrow on Raw. So you can kind of see where it's going. Triple H is valet at ringside, is the target of Perfect. Perfect goes over, basically steals his chick. Triple H jumps out, has a little problem with Perfect, ends up getting shoved back in the ring essentially, and then Austin has a little problem with Perfect. Perfect turns around and he does the whole uh, the chicken shit heel, like backing off from him. When he turns around, he ends up grabbing some water, spinning Perfect round, throwing water on him. Perfect goes nuts. Austin backs off again, jumps in the ring. Triple H has got the pedigree lined up and then notices that Perfect's basically halfway up the aisle with his valet, jumps out. Then they fight outside the ring a little bit, Austin and Triple H, that is. And then we get it back in the ring, finishes a double finger and the Stone Cold Stunner. This was like prime Stone Cold before the injury, where he was like super heel. Loved it, 4 star. I'm not gonna lie. Probably the highest rating Triple H match I've done in all these series so far. So something to look at. Then we get a recap of the Smoking Guns losing their titles. Obviously, the distraction between Billy and Sonny. So we're getting a title rematch. Owen and Bulldog versus the Smoking Guns. One thing I forgot. JR's mic was getting fucked with in the opener. Kept cutting out and all that business. It's finally back for this one. Starts messing around a bit more throughout the match as well. But yeah, it seemed at first like they were trying to rib him or something. But then obviously it kind of played into storyline later. So yeah, it's a decent match, but the finish wasn't too smooth. So the Guns are setting up for the Sidewinder. They've got Owen up ready for it. Billy's moving a little bit too slow. Should have really been quicker for this, because Bulldog was in the ring behind Bart, ready to pull him back, and yeah, Bart was still halfway up the turnbuckles. So it really did kind of ruin the finish, which you've got to take away from the match for that. So I'll give it. I'm giving it 2 star. I was gonna give it 2.5, but nah, the finish was really clunky. Um, and we get Triple H on the superstar line. Just before JR jumps into the ring, he's had enough of this mic bullshit. Has a little in-ring promo, looking at Vince, asking Vince who was it that went to South Africa to speak to Bret Hart to bring him back to the WWF. Um, then he keeps talking about the owner of the company that's messing with his mic, but not actually looking at Vince. The camera keeps cutting to Vince, and he's looking fairly nervous, to be fair. Um, but Vince did that really well when he was on commentary, looking nervous. Then we get JR basically saying that Bret's going to be on Raw, uncensored, and leaves. Then we get an earlier today kind of thing where Ahmed and Farouk were cutting backstage promos, and then you see Farouk on the floor and Ahmed kind of shouting down and being separated by officials. So we're going to find out more about that on Raw apparently. So a lot of this is like, it's almost essentially Raw's pre-show, but yeah, a bit crazy still. Then we get Mr. Perfect entering for commentary for the IC title. Again, another match that he kind of interferes and gets involved in. So it's and when he gets on commentary, he says that he's going to take all his Austin frustrations out on Triple H. But so far, that's Austin, Triple H, and now he's at ringside for this one. Um, Goldust is challenging for Mark Mero's Intercontinental title. Mark Mero's new finisher, the Wild Thing's been getting hyped up a lot. Then we get um, during the match, Mr. Perfect has another confrontation when Triple H comes out. They don't actually get physical as Triple H is being removed by the referee. Goldust tries to sneak up on Perfect. Perfect ends up punching him, knocking him down, throwing him back into the ring. And yeah, kind of part of the finish there. So yeah, again another match that Mr. Perfect was involved in that realistically I don't see why he was going to be involved, but then he celebrates after the match with Mark Mero and Sable, which is a bit weird. Then we get a backstage AOL segment, promotional clip, shall I say. JR's there with fake Razor and fake Diesel. Then we get a Vader and Sid powerbomb package, like Master of the Powerbomb. Who's going to be the Master of the Powerbomb in this next match? So HBK comes out for commentary. So the winner of the Sid Vader match is basically going to be facing Shawn Michaels for the title. It's what you expect with Sid and Vader, I'm not going to lie. It wasn't a great match to begin with. But when they kept teasing the powerbomb all the way through it and the package was the Master of the Powerbomb, Sid gets the win, shall I say, with a choke slam. So that made tons of sense. Then we get a quick Sid backstage interview after the match where Doc Hendrix is going to interview him. Gives him a basic question. JR interrupts and says basically it's a soft question, I've got better ones, and just hits him with like 4 questions real quick and walks off. Then we get a Undertaker Mankind Buried Alive package. This match I've seen so many times. Like I say, this was one of the first VHSs that I was bought where it was like current wrestling at the time. And yeah, man, this it never happened anything like this before. It was kind of like the start of these gimmicky type matches. But yeah, I loved it. The match was decent. They go from ring to the grave to ring to grave to ring, and then basically the third trip to the grave, Undertaker gets Mankind in, little bit of dirt over the top of him, and he gets announced as the winner. But basically, he goes to continue burying Mankind, and some masked guy comes out who later gets revealed as the Executioner, but no one knows who he is at the time. Cracks Undertaker from behind with a shovel, and then basically Undertaker's unconscious. Executioner gets Mankind out the grave. They roll Taker in. They start filling it up. Loads of heels run out. So you've got Goldust, Justin Hawk Bradshaw, Triple H, and Crush all helping the Executioner and Mankind fill the grave up. When they get it pretty much full, the lights go out, everyone starts running away scared. Then lightning hits the headstone and the Undertaker's hand comes out of the grass. The only thing that spoiled it was the grass was clearly like like an astroturf or something, artificial grass. But as his hand comes out, it kind of lifts the carpet type thing up. It kind of ruined it a bit, but again, yeah, nothing like this, and the nostalgia value really does bring it up. But again, the finish, how long it took before, like the end of the match and the glove coming up through the grave was like 10 minutes, and you've just got to listen to Paul Bearer shout, fill it up, bury him, and what was the other one? Oh yes, just the amount of times I heard Paul Bearer shout, oh yes, during that 10 minutes was crazy. But yeah, as soon as the hand comes up, waves around a little bit, that's the end, and wrapped up a good show for me. Mind Games, International Incident, slightly better cards. But yeah, like I say, this isn't a decline in any way, shape or form. Like this is maintaining that level for the first two. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know which one's been your favorite in your house so far. And yeah, man, I'll catch you on the next one.